Tottenham won Manchester United nil. Tottenham are finally Tottenham are the European champions of 2025, Europa League champions. I see that I'm upset. That's why I'm just saying nonsense. Just upset. And today I decided to wear my jersey. Manchester United still disappointed.
I was about to point that out actually, that is the first time I'm seeing you wearing a Manchester United jersey in a very long time.
I will not wear this jersey again. I will not wear this jersey again. And Postecoglou made a promise to Tottenham fans and he delivered. He said, I win things in my second year. And he has won something in his second year. Well, give them the Europa League. After so many years of going trophyless, Tottenham have finally won something. So what do you have to say about the performance and the game generally? Because I can see Ruben Amorim trending on Twitter and people are just saying, get him sacked, this and that. I don't see that happening. Man United will not sack him.
Well, I don't see that happening either. I want to believe that the Manchester United board knows that before even taking on the job, he gave them certain conditions. Left for him, I think I've rightly pointed out this during one of our conversations where I said, left for Ruben, he didn't really want to take the job mid-season. He actually wanted, to wait till the summer rather, and before taking on the Manchester United job. But I think it was a one-time offer. I said that you take it now or forget about it, and here we are. So I feel the board cannot necessarily, blame Ruben for Manchester United's position this season. And let's not also forget, Manchester United was not really for Ruben.
Sorry for interrupting. Why will a club threaten you by telling you that it's either you take it now or never, and you decided to leave where you were and come and take over the job at Manchester United? You are the person. They need you. They need you. Yes, I know that you want to coach a club like Manchester United. It's going to help boost your CV and the rest. But they need you. So you can be tough and tell them, no, you're not coming till end of season. But I don't know what they told him, because I don't see, to me, that thing doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Tell you it's either now or never. Okay, go and look for another coach. If you really need me, you wait. You wait. So to me, that's
well, you also agree. You also agree with me that Ruben is is a coach whose stock is just beginning to rise. I'm very sure if it were more experienced coaches like maybe the Jose Mourinho's, Ancelotti's, Zidane's, and and co, all these top coaches I've mentioned, that may have not necessarily been the case. Those are coaches who can, they really, have proved themselves, to be top coaches, over the years. And these are coaches that could actually say that, okay, why not? Or these are coaches that could actually stand their ground and like, okay, you just have to wait till the summer. If you feel you can't wait, then you can go ahead and, get another coach who you feel is a better fit for the team. But like I said, I feel Ruben is still a young coach that is, whose reputation is gradually growing. And we've also known Jim Ratcliffe to be a very ruthless person in terms of decision makings. I'm sure you must have been hearing some of the underground, incidences that happened even before this final. Manchester United players were allowed to only go 2 members of their family. Not all members of the coaching staffs were allowed to travel. That even Ruben had to pay from his pocket, and a lot of, other ruthless, cost-cutting, measures that, the guy has, actually put in place. We've come to see that, Jim is actually a ruthless person when he makes a decision, when he makes a decision about a certain subject matter, that decision stand. If a man can actually remove a legend of the club from his ambassadorial, I'm talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, then you can actually, you can begin to wonder who else again can, or what else again can this guy not actually do rather. So that's by the way. I feel let's focus more back to the major question. I feel Manchester United will still definitely retain Ruben's services come next season. It's also actually, I think I was just chatting with someone before we came to this show. I was like, well, this season has Manchester's chances of making Champions League, has actually come to an end. But well, the summer is also another opportunity for the team to rebuild. And maybe get the kind of players that actually fit into Ruben's plans going forward next season.
So where do you feel Manchester United got it wrong today? Like, where do you feel they got it wrong? Because the game, they played better in the second half. So my question is, why didn't they start that way? Must they score them before they give that kind of performance? In the second half, they took the game to Tottenham. Wait, even in the whole 90 minutes, how many shots on target did Tottenham have? We can count them, maybe 3, 4.
Quite all right. Yes, Manchester United played well, but I felt their game, lack, this very quick intensity in the course of the game. Yes, sometimes, we could see some very good link-up plays, but could see that the overall play was not really quick. I felt if Manchester United have actually played with great intensity or played the game quicker, there is still there's a large possibility that they could actually maybe carve out something. But let's also look at this game. Because when I was watching the second half,
But this is a team that has.
Let me not just say the second half.
Do you know that a lot of Manchester United fans were scared of this final? A lot, because this is
because
Manchester United 3 times.
Statistics were against Manchester United. My statistics were against Manchester United, like you rightly pointed out. They've beaten Manchester United 3 times. I think they beat Manchester United home and away, and also in the Carabao Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, and now the Europa League final, making the 4th time this season. But like I rightly said, I felt Manchester United were not really, they were not really quick in terms of the intensity of their play, and I feel that was why Tottenham, were able to actually resist, much of the pressure in the second half. You could also find it funny rather that how come, Tottenham were comfortable to sit back throughout the course of the second 45 minutes. It, goes on to highlight the problem that we've always been having in the course of our shows. The Manchester United attack has not really been sharp as of late. That has been a blunt attack, because I can categorically tell you that if it were a Liverpool or a Man City, I do not think Tottenham will want to invite such kind of pressure to their own half or to their 18-yard box, because they know these teams have players that can actually hurt them, and maybe the floodgates will be open. So I felt they recognized that Manchester United attack has been blunt for a while now, and maybe it will take a master stroke for Manchester United to even carve out any form of equalizer.
Relying on Maguire to score all the time, sending him forward all the time to go and score. So going forward, what do we expect now? Now that they are not going to play Champions League next season, they are not going to do anything next season. So what's going to happen?
Going forward, in this, I think the first thing I'm expecting is Onana to be our number one.
Ruben has not really performed well this season. This is 6 months. You've been there for 6 months. I keep on saying something. I always use this guy as example, Unai Emery. Unai Emery picked Aston Villa from 17th, and he ended up in the Conference League spot with them. So to me, you must not have your players. I will keep on saying you must not have your players. You can coach. If you're a good coach, you will coach players to perform. You will coach them to perform. These are not under 21s or under 18s that you have to be teaching them some kind of things. These are professionals. They are first team. They are senior players. They will understand. So to me, I still think Ruben is not really there. I will keep on saying it. He's not really that guy. Yeah, he can prove me wrong next season, and I'll raise my hands up and I'll say, okay, yes, he has cleared my doubt. But for now, 6 months, and still these people are just saying, we are playing well. His formation is showing. Okay, we did not hire you to give us formation. We hired you to win matches for us. You are to win matches. You cannot be losing like 18 matches or how many matches in the Premier League and you're telling me it's a system. No, go and win matches.
I feel Sorry. I feel Ruben's
Rotate.
tactics is
Okay.
not really the major problem here. Okay, I should rotate it like
No,
this,
no,
right?
no, no. It's okay. It's okay. Rotate it again.
Okay.
It's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I feel Ruben's tactics is not really the problem. There's actually a foundational problem in Manchester United, starting from starting from even the players themselves, starting from the structures in the club, and so on and so forth. And I think if we have been consistent, if you have been reading news about Manchester United, these are issues that Ralph Ragnick and some other previous coaches have actually. Can we continue?
Yeah, well, let's continue. What were you saying?
All right. So if I'm to answer your question about if Ruben has actually been the problem and what to expect this season, I'll say Ruben has not. Yes, Ruben has his own faults, but I feel there are some foundational and structural problems at Manchester United, even as highlighted by Ralph Ragnick and some other Manchester United coaches. I think Jose Mourinho also highlighted some of these problems. And I feel, it has to do with, how some of the players are being, magnified ahead of the coach and, some other flaws here and there. So I feel I don't really blame Ruben entirely, in terms of, how Manchester United has really fared this season. Like I rightly said, sometimes you find that Ruben is not actually the player that will go and play some of these matches, and you find that the players also have their own portion of the blame. And I think I also rightly pointed out one of the things I'm also expecting in the course of next summer is for us to see how we can get an actual good goalkeeper. I think Manchester United will still perform poorly. Should Onana be the number one goalkeeper for Manchester United next season? I think there's a need for a change in that department, and as well maybe attract quality players that can
Are you
improve
blaming
their attack.
Onana for today's goal?
Yes, I do. I do blame Onana for today's goal. I can't really hide it. He had a part, in the course of Manchester United conceding in this final. I felt that goal was a needless goal to concede, irrespective of the goal was nothing even. It was not a magnificent goal. It was actually a scrappy goal that a goalkeeper like Onana should not really be conceding. So I was really disappointed, and you rightly agree that just that single goal actually cost Manchester United the trophy tonight.
So what do you have to say finally before we go? What are your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts, I wouldn't say I'm happy that Manchester United actually lost this final, but I think this final today would serve as a wake-up call for the players, the coaching staff, and even those that I'm talking about the management now, to go back to the drawing board and re-strategize on what they ought to do, and and certain defects they ought to arrest, in preparation for next season. So I think if there's anything, this final should serve as a wake-up call. There is need to improve our attacking department. There's also need to actually improve even the goalkeeping department as well, and maybe get one or two midfielders that we actually suit the coach style of play, and hope that next season will be preferably better than what Manchester United has displayed this season. It's unheard of. Seriously, I can't even remember when Manchester United. I don't think since the time I've been supporting Manchester United, I've actually found them in 16th position. So it's really awkward that and it's not really a thing of joy to witness that Manchester United are 16th position in the Premier League. I hope that that improves come next season.
All right, John. Thank you very much for joining me. See
All
you
right.
after
All right.
our last game against Aston Villa.